Hello, everyone, and welcome to Versus Live. I am Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We've got some bans coming on Monday, and that means, we're in a weird position as players where this week kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, except Standard. Standard's the one format that's not affected, so if you're just thinking, okay, I really want to brew and build this expensive Modern deck online, probably don't do that yet.
Probably wait till Monday.
Yeah, probably wait till Monday. So anybody who did not see, ban announcements are for Historic, Pioneer, Pauper, and Modern. So really every single format that's being played competitively, except for Standard, because Standard did already just get a shakeup of bans. And now does that mean a card's getting banned from each of those formats? Maybe. Maybe not.
Might see some unbans. We don't know. But the point is, didn't want to tackle any of those.
Yep. We've
also played a lot of Standard here on Versus Live recently, so we're having a little fun today.
This is going to be fun and crazy.
A spicy show.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be crazy. We are unbanning 6 cards. So, Fires of Invention, Agent of Treachery, Veil of Summer,
Ochre Thief of Crowns.
Oh, yeah.
Once Upon a Time, Field of the Dead.
And Field of the Dead. All 6 of them, all of these cards will be featured in our deck. And the companions, you're not noticing it by our first match, but the companion nerf we're lifting as well. So you can just play companions from your zone without paying 3. And everybody who's been banned in Twitch chat before is now unbanned as well. Is that right? We're doing that too?
No.
Oh, okay, good call. All right. So Ross is still banned in Twitch chat on the CG channel.
I'm also going to be playing Skull Clamp in all of my decks.
Wow. Going crazy. But yeah, we wanted to see, this is what Standard was tested at one point with this card pool, these 6 cards that got banned, the companion rule, and it was just like, that looks good. Let's slide that across my desk. And some of these decks, they don't look good. They look great. They look absolutely obscene. And I think, honestly, these are some of the 2 more tame decks. I think we each have a deck that is just outrageous later on. At least one that I think is...
Yeah. The decks are very powerful. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, we've got some really powerful cards that are on the ban list that we have now explored with the totality of this Standard environment's card pool.
Yep.
And just trying to figure out exactly what cards we're supposed to play. Right, because these decks all existed at some point in a different form.
Yeah.
Now you've got some new tools to work with in all of them.
Yep.
And trying to fit all of them into a deck was challenging enough.
It was challenging because before we've done ban shows where it's just, okay, play this deck in its form at the time, no real upgrades, just historically the banned most powerful decks against, Jeskai Luka. We did one of those shows. We didn't really change anything from those decks. We just wanted to see how good they were in comparison to their format to what they are now. Now, we went to the lab with a pen and a pad and absolutely changed these decks to incorporate things that were not at a time, like Jeskai Luka never had Oko, so we got that in there later. Plenty of other examples that we combined in together, and it should be wild.
I'm starting out with Simic Food, classic archetype from, more than 6 months ago at this point.
The Championship Richmond, I think,
it was like last fall.
Yeah, so it was about 9 months ago, yeah.
And that deck had 4 main deck Wicked Wolf. I saw everybody with a bunch of questing beasts, and I'm playing a little bit more of a ramp style because we've got some Uro, and I'm playing Gem Razors, so I can interact a little bit more with these really powerful artifacts and enchantments that exist.
Yep.
And I'm going up top to Ugin.
Yeah.
So that Nissa Ugin synergy you got going. You don't get rid of any of your food. You do get rid of elks.
Yep.
So you can actually get your opposing artifacts if you're able to elk them and then exile them with your Ugin, or you can elk creatures and plus Ugin on them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on, from when that deck was
Except
around.
My only artifact cannot be elked. So that's probably not going to come up too much in this.
Not in this matchup. But that's just, something that you could do.
Yep.
And we've got 3 sets that have come out since this deck was around and dominating Standard. So, a lot of changes here. It's a little bit less aggressive, a little bit more rampy. And in my build, I also have 3 copies of Brazen Borrower more, so it's a little more interactive.
Yeah.
My idea is I don't think this deck actually goes over the top the way it did back then of what some of the other decks are doing.
Krasis was the biggest thing back then.
Yeah.
And that's not the case anymore. That is really not the case.
I'm trying to be a little bit more interactive and a little bit bigger with the Ugins to keep pace with everything else that's going on in this degenerate format.
Yep.
So the deck has a little bit of a different feel to it, but still has that, awesome base of Gilded Goose, Once Upon a Time, Hydroid Krasis, and Nissa.
You forget about Oko?
Oko, yeah. I was like, I know I'm forgetting one thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Just Goose
just the best
Oko.
planeswalker of all time.
Yeah. And Once Upon a Time to make sure you consistently, or more consistently, play a turn 2 Oko. It's pretty crazy. So from my end, I'm going to be playing a deck that, realistically, someone pointed this out on Twitter. One of my good friends, Steve, from the chat or from my stream, and said Gruul would be like one of the best decks ever if it just had like Carplusion Forest or Copperline Gorge right now, plus Veil, plus Once Upon a Time, where the mana would actually be smooth.
Yeah.
And I'm going to test that. We don't obviously have a pain land. We don't have any lands that incentivize aggro right now, which there's just nothing you can do about that. That's just why aggro isn't doing well right now, but that's a story for another time. But I'm just going to be playing a Gruul beatdown deck with Once Upon a Time, and then Veil in the sideboard, and that is the big thing that this deck has missed, is just smoothing out your draws.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time goes a long way towards that, not only in fixing your mana, but also in ensuring that you have Pel Collector on turn 1.
Exactly.
Huge difference for this deck.
And the one big, I changed the deck quite a bit. When this deck was in effect at Mythic Championship, that Javier won, I believe it was like 5. Something like that.
Something.
I remember when they were named cities, then it was much easier to remember. Like Richmond, I was there, but
I remember that one.
But it had like Bone Crusher Giants, it had Robber of the Rich, which I think and it had Zertog Goblin, just cards that I think are pretty medium. And instead, I turned it more into a mono green deck that's splashing red, for the powerful red cards, but you get to play like Barkhide Troll, Stonecoil Serpent. You get to just kind of do the mono green stuff, but also hybrid it over into Gruul, play Embercleave, play Terror of the Peaks as the top end.
Yeah,
so.
get a little bit more power in there.
Yep.
Embercleave to just close out games, and hope Once Upon a Time it fixes your mana, and then you've got Veil of Summer, which is a card that's been banned for quite some time, and everybody likes to talk now about Aethergust, but back when Veil of Summer was around, Green actually had a really good response to it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm going to have a bunch of Aethergust. I've got a couple main, but post-board, when you got your Veils in, suddenly you're going to out-tempo that interaction.
Exactly. And, I'm curious myself if Gruul is such a tap-out aggro deck that Veil is going to be one of those cards that's kind of stuck in your hand. But I really don't think so. It's just so versatile. You can cycle it whenever you play any blue thing. It stops your elking from Okos and stuff like that. I think it's going to be quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no companions to start. You're definitely going to see companions later, but not really fitting into either one of these shells.
No, you can't play Gigantha in this deck because of Nissa.
Yep. Can't play it in here because of Questing Beast.
Yep. And there's not really one you want. You can't. I guess you could. You can't play.
You could try to Yorion that one out. That's about it.
Yeah.
And then it might be good, but I think you just want to consistently have your turn 2 Oko plays for that.
Exactly.
So I think it's correct to not play a companion for both of these, but we shall see. All right, marbles are over here, so it looks like you get to start.
Indeed, and my hand looks solid.
Okay, yep, mine too.
I will start on a goose.
A goose, okay.
Get myself a crisp.
That's not a free spell, Ross.
What?
That's not a free spell, Ross.
Oh, yeah. I'll show you how it's done. Once upon a time.
Sure, there you go.
All right.
We all know Corey's a storyteller.
Yeah. Okay. We just got a troll. Nothing.
Also, just to let chat know, you are playing with original companion rules, not with the new version.
Yes, exactly. Yep. All right. I just have a land tab. Didn't have a Pel Collector, unfortunately.
I'll play Temple.
All right, that's not an Oko, thank God.
I will leave that there.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Also, before Anderson wanted to let you know that it's not hard to fit everything you want into a deck if you just play Yorion.
And needless to say, this is the only deck from my side that has 60 cards for today. All right, I'm going to play a Troll.
Sure.
Your go. I guess I get a counter on that. Be a much worse card.
Yes. That's something you're into.
I'm into it.
Gonna play a tapped breeding pool, and I am actually just gonna bounce this troll now.
Okay.
Could wait and potentially get a 3-drop, but you have Gruul Spellbreaker as your 3-drop, so
that's a little bit of an awkward one. Yep.
Yeah, I'll just get my interaction in. Just trying to slow Corey down a little bit.
Yep, makes sense to me, and it's going to be pretty effective because I don't have a super good follow-up besides just the troll. Here we go. Don't play my favorite card.
Uh-oh. Please.
Uh-oh.
Please, Corey. You know what we're doing here.
Yep.
Got the breeding pool to go along with it.
God.
You're up.
Oh, God. Don't do it to me, Ross. Don't
Just
do it
that
to me.
one.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. I guess I got to keep that. I'll attack Nissa.
Yeah, I want to keep the land around, so.
Yeah.
I'll let you attack. I could have let that resolve and then block the troll and gust, but I actually would just prefer to keep the distance around.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for me.
Okay. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. We untap. That's 10. So
Don't like that.
Attack you for 3.
Okay.
You're at 17.
Yep.
Make said 10 mana.
Okay.
And then play an 8/8 Crisis and draw 4 cards.
Okay.
And gain 4 life. And I'm at 24,
right.
and I have a full grip, and this deck is great. That was 4 lands.
Okay.
You can go.
We're live. All right, I'm going to play Questing Beast, and I'll attack you and attack Nissa.
Attacking me with the troll?
No, you with the...
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that ability on Questing Beast somehow.
I've been playing a lot of Questing Beasts, so... Basically here I'm making him choose between Nissa and the Crisis. Put you to the test.
So I can just block the troll.
Mm-hmm.
And cast this card in my hand, the one spell I have. And then you're going to be pretty dead. Yeah, I'll block the Barkhide troll.
All right, take 4.
I'm at 20.
Your go.
Chad keeps pointing out you haven't actually played a banned card yet, Ross.
Yeah. You can do all of this right now.
Well, I will mass manipulation your Questing Beast.
Oh my God.
Attack you for 12.
Okay.
And put you at 5.
All right, I'm down to 5.
You can go.
All right, I'm dead. All right, well, that wasn't great.
Don't need any banned cards, just need Nissa.
Yeah, this is a banned day, man. What are you doing? Mass manipulation is the one that is quite interesting.
I drew a banned card right at the end. I'm playing 1 manipulation. I probably shouldn't be, but I really wanted to have some over-the-top cards. I've got 2 Ugin and 1 mass manip, which is like 3 over the top. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Most of this I saw.
You do a lot more ramping when you have Goose actually in the deck. So
and Goose and a couple Uros as well. So
okay.
Definitely do a little bit more ramping than you used to.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Well, we all have some new sideboard cards to be bringing in, so we are going to take a short break, and I get to bring in Veil of Summer. It's going to feel good. See you soon. All right, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding between Gruul, Aggro, and Simic Food, pre-bans, pre-companion nerf. From my end, I'm taking out Gem Razors because I can only hit your food. Plus, if I mutate it onto a creature and then get it Aether Gust, it's just a really bad 2-for-1. Same kind of reason with Terror of the Peaks. If they get gusted, it's a lot of... it's just too much mana I'm putting in for such a little amount of mana from you. So I think I want to lower the curve and bring in my more expensive cards, lower the curves of cards that can't get gust, and bring in Shifting Ceratops, which is much harder for you to interact with. You got to gust it on the turn I play it. Yeah. And then we're taking out 2 Stone Coil Serpents because they can get Gem Razored from your side, but they are really good, so it's kind of brutal that you have that card. And then 1 Spellbreaker. I think it's probably the worst creature in the deck. Maybe Paradise Druid, but on the play, being able to go Paradise Druid into Shifting, into Questing Beast, I think seems better. And then we're bringing in 3 Veils against the blue interaction that you got.
On my side, we've got a couple Wicked Wolves, still really good in any creature matchups. You want these in your 75, and then an extra copy of Gust, Cutting Mass Manipulation, which is heinous against Veil of Summer, and Disdainful Stroke, which can be good, but actually, you're bringing out a lot of your high-end cards for Shifting Ceratops, so it's going to lose a lot of its targets in the post-board games.
And I can interact with it there, too, so, yeah. All right, this is going to be interesting. You got any questions for us here, Rob?
Yeah, I do have one about Pioneer.
Pioneer,
Heptagon was asking, so the Abzan Rally deck popped up when Luris was a thing before the Companion nerf. If they do something to Inverter on this ban update, do you feel like Abzan Rally could come back, or was it only strong because of Luris?
That's a Ross Merriam question, if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, so that deck popped up in large part because people weren't really prepared for it, and it ended up being not resilient enough to graveyard hate.
Okay.
And it also popped up in a metagame that was relatively slow with these, Yorion control decks or Luca decks, and you were pretty good against, people putting Agent of Treachery out of the battlefield because either you could sack the creature that they targeted, or they couldn't really take anything that relevant, so they usually ended up just taking lands and trying to keep you off of double white for your payoffs.
Makes sense.
So you're pretty well insulated against those decks, and a lot of Inverter decks weren't as good at comboing because they were Yorion decks as well. So it had a pretty good matchup against Yorion decks. And a lot of that
doesn't check out to me, but sure. Nobody beats the bird.
So it wasn't necessarily that Luris was a huge part of it. It was more about what the companion rule, the old companion rule, did to the metagame to make the deck well positioned. That said, we could end up in a similar metagame in a post-inverter world where there's a lot of high creature removal and interaction, mid-range and control decks. And if there are weeks when they're not prepared to deal with the graveyard, Abzan Rally will be good, even if Luris is, is nerfed by the companion rule. So that's definitely a deck to watch out for if that's how the metagame breaks out, and that's how the bans break out on Monday.
The thing that seems really scary to me is that if the bans break out in such a way that Inverter gets banned, Sultai, I think, is going to be the best deck, and Sultai plays like 3 extinction events. Like, that's got to just be the worst card for Rally. Yeah, that's got to be a brutal one. There's just a lot of evens, and a
lot of 2s.
Yeah, a lot of 2s. So Extinction Event is going to be quite nice against that deck. But I don't even know how many of that card for sure that Sultai decks are playing these days. I haven't played the format in quite a while, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. About a month ago or so.
Yeah, but the key is going to be, what kind of hate cards an Extinction Event would certainly count. Exist. But getting rid of 60 card Inverter would definitely be a big gain.
A good start, yeah, and that's probably going to happen. So, all right, I'm going to go first. I think we can keep this. We need some lands here, but we'll have some opportunity to do so.
We'll keep as well.
All right, here you go.
I drew a Gilded Goose, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty strong.
Always have it.
Yep.
You're up.
Ooh, I drew it once upon a time. That's pretty good. I guess I don't want to play this land. 4, 5. Interesting. What do I want to play? I think it's one of these two. Because I do need mana sources. Yeah, I think we'll go with the high risk here. We'll take Paradise Druid, and then I'll play Paradise Druid. Your go.
Oh, I've just got an island and a pass the turn.
That's not an Oko. Hooray! Not an excellent follow-up. All right, I'm just going to go Scavenging Ooze and pass to you.
No land drop?
No land drop. And I don't want to attack because I don't want Paradise Druid turning sideways and you doing anything to it.
With no land drop, I am going to Gust the Ooze.
Veil. Bang. Remember? That's what I was hoping Ross would do, is I wanted to just actually get that out of my hand.
That seems like a fine one. Let's bounce the Paradise Druid.
Okay. That works.
Set Corey back at least a little bit.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Okay.
Ugh.
Not a great draw.
Still no land.
Still no land, yeah.
Paradise Druid attack for 2.
It's one of my options. But is that the best option? Yeah. Think so. Okay. Here you go.
I'm at 18.
Really wanting to land there.
Oh, I knew that one was there. That's good.
Okay.
Let's get our Oko down, and I think I will make an elk out
Okay.
of this food and leave it on some defense.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Broco came to play. All right. I'll take 2.
18 all.
Let's go with QB
Yep.
and attack you.
I will take 4, go to 14.
Okay.
Oko to 1.
Your go. Oh, Broco. I have not missed you.
Let's play Fable Passage.
Yep.
I'm going to make a food.
Okay.
Up to 3. I'm going to use that food with the goose and play a 4/4 Crisis.
Okay.
I'll go to 16. Have a blocker for this questing beast, though Ember Cleave will really
Say nay.
ruin my day.
Yeah. Pretty solid play.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 16 and draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Hopefully they're good ones.
I hope not.
Corey's got a lot of gas left in the tank over there.
That I do. Happens when you get mana screwed.
Ugh. I like the ugh.
All right, I'll attack you.
So you don't have enough mana to play Ember Cleave with just one attacker, so I'll block.
All right.
Very happy to get that trade.
We'll get that out of there, and let's just go with the Shifting Ceratops. Pass to you. Can't Oko that one at least. Can't Elkify it.
It's no bueno.
Good, good.
I will... do I Elkify the Paradise Druid? The Scavenging Goose is also threatening because there's now some creatures in the graveyard. Could also Elkify my own Goose so I can double block the Ceratops.
Okay. All sound reasonable.
Okay, let's actually, let's leave this on 3. I'm going to play this Goose.
Okay.
Make a food. Then I'm going to
I miss our skull apples.
Yeah. You know, we complained about them at the time, but now I've got a craving for them.
I am craving a skull apple.
So now the new Goose I will turn into an elk.
Okay.
That way the old one can still tap for mana if need be.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
All right. Land. Definitely want to try to deal with Broco. So I think Questing Beast number 2 is my best option.
Yep.
Declare tax.
Yep.
All right. Oko and you.
So I cannot actually... I can't save the Oko without, throwing away the rest of my board, essentially. So I'm just going to double block the Ceratops.
Okay. That sounds fine. I'll kill the goose.
Yeah. Got a creature in the graveyard for the ooze.
Yep.
I take 4, the Oko dies. I'm at 12.
Yep. And then pass to you.
End step, I will play this Brazen Borrower.
Okay.
And
Brazen
make
back.
a food.
Okay.
Well, you managed to kill an Oko, so that's a victory, right?
I know. This show is already a victory for sure.
Uh,
Okay. I think I need some more lands from you.
Skidding for 3.
15 to 12.
Yep. Let's play another Oko.
Okay.
I will turn one of these food into an elk
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right. I will eat your goose.
You
Gain a
go to 16.
Yep. Untap. So I got 2 more pieces of food for the ooze. So the ooze is threatening as well.
How many cards you got over there?
I have 5. Yeah.
Jesus.
I know. All right. Something's probably going to die in combat, so I'm going to start with a Pelt Collector.
Sure.
Then I'm going to declare attacks. Oko, you.
Double block the questing beast with the elks, and Goose jumps in front of the use.
Yeah, I'll pass priority. That happens.
I'm going to make a food before
Okay, sure.
this dies.
So I'll get a token on Pelt Collector, and then I will play Gruul Spellbreaker.
Yep.
And we'll make that a 4/4, of course, since I played it post-combat, and then we'll counter on this and pass to you.
Gonna need some good draw steps here. Want Crassus's, Eugene's.
Eugene would be pretty disgusting.
Okay, I guess we'll look at some more cards.
Okay.
Once upon a time.
Story time.
Oh my god.
I'm guessing you have a lot of planeswalkers? Oh my god. Well, I guess you'll take that card.
3 more Once Upon a Times.
Ban it. Ban that card.
That is a Ross Marion Once Upon a Time I've ever seen.
That is. Yeah, Once Upon a Time is not meant for you, I feel. You got a breeding pool, bud.
I'm at 12.
12.
So which thing am I making into an elk? The Brazen Bar doesn't actually block anything. And I don't think attacking you matters. Whereas me sacrificing this food for life might matter.
That's true.
So I think I'm going to elk the Brazen Bar
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right, I will eat your Krasis.
You go to 17.
Yep. Untap. Okay. Let's go with a 4/4 Stonecoil Serpent.
Yep.
Okay, 4 here. I want to do 4 instead of 3 to play around Ugin's +1 ability, but also pump Pelt Collector. Then I'm going to declare attacks. Is this just the point where I attack you? Probably not. Oko's just that good that I think it's still correct for me to just take it down. But if you want to chump block to keep it alive, I think that's fine. So these at Oko and this at you. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I will chump block to keep it alive.
Okay. So Oko takes 4, you take 4, you go to 8. And then I'll pass to you.
I'll go to 2. I'm going to pop one of these food on the end step, go to 11.
Okay.
One of the reasons I block there is Corey has 1 mana untapped, exile 1 thing from my graveyard. So now I can Uro through that if I draw an Uro, which would be pretty good on this board.
Yep. Uro would be solid.
Instead, I drew a forest.
Good.
Go with my 2 islands. And that'll be game.
All right, nice. I still had you covered here for some stuff. Had Vale open since like the beginning of that game. All right. Well, Vale looked awesome.
Yeah,
you
Vale's-
getting flooded is also awesome. So
Well, except both of those things.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little flood there. I needed to find some high end. Could
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I think if you found, Nissan Curve there or Ugin at any point, I think I'm just toast. I think I got a little lucky there. But that was some powerful magic.
Yeah. No, just really difficult to deal with beatdowns from the Gruul deck.
Yeah.
And that's always been the case. That when that deck curves out, it's tough to deal with. Its creatures are really, really powerful, but the ubiquity of Ether Gust and the inconsistency of the mana has just meant that you hit your medium to low end draws or, much more often than you otherwise would.
100%. When this deck can get all its colors, it's one of the scariest decks in the format. If you can just curve out properly, but if you stumble on mana at all, it's so bad. And I even think I screwed up the mana base. I have 2 Temple of Abandonments in there, or Abandoned in there, and they should probably just be Fabled Passages because they're just untapped on turn 4, but they still fix your mana. So I think I goofed that one up, and I realized that this morning. So that probably should have been changed, but that's all right.
It wouldn't be versus live without some Temple of Tilts.
Exactly. I want to draw that on turn 4 when I need to cast my Questing Beast for the win or something,
Yep.
All right, Ross Mary, I'm on the play for a 3rd game with this round, or with this deck.
Don't think I'm going to keep this 5-lander.
Yeah. This hand is also pretty medium, but this card is very important. And I mean, we can cast our spells. I think this is a low end of the keep. I think I'd think about shipping this back if you kept your 7, but with mulling, I think this is a close keep.
Classic.
Rob, you got any questions for us?
Yeah, more general question. Ton Kusli wants to know, do you have any tips on grinding to Mythic in Arena?
Ooh, tips to grinding to Mythic on Arena. I would say just play a good proactive deck. Don't try to be too reactive on the ladder. If you just do your thing, especially through gold, platinum, stuff like that, it's pretty easy to play. And play my mono green list. It's quite strong. I must say that is a very good ladder deck right now, and you'll just have a blast doing it, and you'll do it pretty fast.
Yeah,
that would be my tips. You've been just not losing on the ladder at all with Rakdos Sacrifice, right?
It's a good proactive deck.
Yep. Hey. Yeah, be proactive. Step 1, be proactive. Step 2. Step 3, profit. Yeah, that's the classic advice that's stood the test of times, that was given to us by South Park, but it's very valid.
Yes. Got a good hand here. I am questioning what card to put back. I think it's this one, just because it's the card that can definitely get stranded in my hand if I stumble.
Okay.
So let's put that back. I now have the Once Upon a Time start.
Still one of my favorite versus live moments that I've been a part of was our Once Upon a Time moment. I just had to be like, what of any adventure creature? And Ross is just agonizing because I've been destroying you all day. And you're like, just show me already. And I'm just taking it slow, telling you a story. It was beautiful.
It was something.
All right. Do I want to play that? Probably not. So I'll pass to you.
Oh, that was good. I had a Temple in my hand that was going to be a Temple of Tilt, but instead it's a Temple of Oko. Use the food and remake one.
Okay, well, I'm dead.
You're up.
Well, that was actually a pretty strong draw. I will get a Paradise Druid and pass to you. Oh, Broco has ended the game.
So let's play Temple.
Okay.
That one can go to the bottom.
Okay.
And play a goose, get a food.
Okay.
And I will elk this food and attack for 3.
Beatdowns, 17.
You're up.
All right. I got a card I hope doesn't get gusted.
It's going to get gusted.
Dang it. Ugh. Well, I mean, I definitely want that card, so yep, here you go. Oh, that sequence is so gross. A quick Oko and then just back it up.
Don't have a great follow-up.
Thank God.
Got a little risky here, I guess, and maybe that was bad. Can force you to have another land and take your Paradise Druid, but that would mean my quest, the questing beast is really, it just leaves me too vulnerable to that land.
I don't play any more than 3 lands in this deck. Go for it.
I could just go on the warpath and goose, elk up one of these geese. Kind of like that, but I guess we'll start with Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
See what I can find.
All planeswalkers?
That's an interesting decision.
Okay.
So I can either take a Fabled Passage or a Brazen Borrower here.
Okay.
Brazen Borrower will once again tempo out this questing beast, though if you have Veil, if you have land Veil, it gets really ugly.
Oh yeah.
And I think I just want to be on the aggro plan. I'm going to take Fabled Passage.
Okay.
I'm going to elk up one of these geese and get in there for 6.
All right, I'm at 11.
You're up.
Okay. Well, I had the land, so good call.
Yeah.
No, I could try to double spell and play this, but I don't think that's particularly strong. Well, I guess that's going down to 4. All right, actually that is pretty good. All right, 6 green. I'm gonna go with Questing Beast.
Yep.
Ooze and attack you.
So this is going to go to 4, and I'm going to go to 16.
Yep, 16 to 11. Here go.
Okay, I will make food.
I think playing Ooze would actively be bad if you could just steal it and give me a food, because I think an Ooze on your side would be excellent.
I'm now kind of wishing I had taken the
borrower. I'm pretty happy you didn't take the borrower.
I kind of need the land.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had Nissa.
Oh, okay. That's
This is what I'm casting. But for some reason, I don't know why my brain just sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's
I just
fair.
somehow thought Questing Beast was going to be tapped in my head, and I was like, I can just attack back, and we'll be fine.
I like it. I like it.
Just in my head, it was going to be tapped.
I'm still quite afraid of this board, though. I must not.
Yeah, this board is still fine. I'm not doing too bad. So let's untap. I think I just want to untap the island.
Probably.
And
Now, how aggro are you getting?
I don't think I will be attacking. I think we will just be making a food
Okay.
and starting to try to grind this game out with Nissa.
Okay.
So I'll pass.
All right.
Actually, wait. Hold on. I should just elk this thing.
Okay.
What am I thinking?
Okay.
It makes too much sense.
Sure. Then you're attacking?
Yeah, then I get to attack. What? I don't know why. I have no idea how my cards work. So this is now, that's a 3/3 elk token.
Yep.
What do I want to attack with? If you have another, I'm just thinking about the possibility of another questing beast.
Okay.
So I think I just want to attack with the one that has vigilance. I still want to leave everything back.
All right. I'll block.
Okay. Fast turn.
All right.
So what are left totals?
11 to 16.
Okay.
Yep.
Corey being at 11. This is a pretty key turn for Corey here. He's pretty behind. I have multiple planeswalkers. Got to have a good turn. Otherwise, the pressure is going to be on, and he's already at 11.
Yep. You are right on all of those. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna play this. I got another questing beast, and I will attack you with the QB.
I could trade both my elks for this. Maybe I should have attacked with them if I... Well, I needed to leave something back because I couldn't let you attack with
Yeah, then I would have been able to kill your Nissa. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, but leaving the elks back means... means you can't kill a planeswalker. But it doesn't mean I necessarily have to trade them both for the QB. So, although you now have potentially Veil up, so if I, take this attack and you put one of the planeswalkers low, and then I go to Elk, the QB, and you Veil it, I guess and then block. You'd have to have Veil then something else, and you have 2 cards in hand.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm a 12.
Okay, and what chomp do I want to do on which planeswalker? Oh, they're both so bad. They're both so good. It's probably Nissa. So, if I could kill either one of them, it would be easy, because I would love to get either one of them off the battlefield. But since I cannot do that, yeah, let's hit Nissa. Not sure about that. Then I'll pass to you. Elkified. Okay, it's an elk. Yeah, it's been a good game.
Yeah.
Good back and forth.
It's definitely an interesting game. So there's only one creature in graveyard, so he only gets to 3 power here. Attack for 6.
All right, I'll block the goose.
Yep, and you go to 8.
Yep.
And I will make this. I guess I'll make it. I want to leave this untapped to block.
Okay.
So we'll just make the forest into a 3/3.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. End step, I'll eat your goose.
Yep. You go to 9.
And I'll eat the questing beast.
Go to 10, and then while you're tapped out, I'll bounce up.
Okay. So 10. Ooze goes back. All right. And then I'll untap.
Yep.
Well, I think I really only have one play this turn. It's not great, but I think it sets me up in the best possible way to win if we get some lucky draws. 6, 7, 8. I'll make an 8/8 Serpent. Your go.
Serpent. I will make a food on your end step.
Okay. Leaves us pretty vulnerable to things, but I think we're so far behind. Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, I didn't leave myself dead on board, did I? Pretty close, but... Yeah, we're dead to a lot of things here. Gem Razor in particular, that I just don't think I can play around at this point. And this can't be elked. So one nice interaction with Stonecoil Serpent and Oko that we never really got to see because this card was around, but it didn't see play. People didn't really figure out how good it was until pretty recently.
They did not. Okay. Green, green, blue. I will play an Uro. I'll go to 15.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. Play Breeding Pool untapped.
13.
Yeah.
Yep.
13. I was going to be able to play this by untapping Temple and then using the food with the goose and this forest, but now the Breeding Pool makes it easy and lets me leave some stuff untapped. So blue green, untap blue-green.
Okay.
Conveniently have 5 cards in my graveyard.
Yep.
Let's exile them all. Go to 16.
Yep.
Draw another card.
Oh, Uro and Oko working together. Gross.
And you have 2 cards in hand.
2 cards, yep. One of them Scavenging Ooze.
I've not used Oko yet. That's the thing.
Should probably use that.
Yeah, I should probably do that. Oh. I mean, I'm not really going to be elking anything, so I guess we just make another food.
Okay.
Awkwardly, you're still big enough with the Serpent to take down the Oko. But if you attack with the Serpent, you're kind of leaving yourself pretty vulnerable. I have 3 3/3s in a row.
Yeah.
So I'll do that and pass the turn.
All right. That is not what the doctor ordered off the top. I don't know how I win if I don't start getting aggressive here. Let's see. You're going to have 3, 4. You can possibly have 5, 6 attackers next turn. You can block 4 of them. Yeah. All right. I'll play an Ooze and pass to you. Do not think I can attack.
Okay, on your end step, I'll hope you don't have a Veil and try to petty theft that Stonecall Serpent. Sacking a food for a blue.
I'm dead. Even if I had Embercleave, I was thinking maybe there was some world if I top decked Embercleave with a giant serpent I could get there, but yeah, I was just flooding out and I just couldn't beat the resources that Oko, provided turn after turn after turn, We've all seen that story before.
You're the beatdown deck, and you were behind starting on turn 2.
Yeah,
which is not how beatdown decks like to play Magic.
No, I mean, I was ahead on board for so long, and I was able to deal with the first Oko. I was able to deal with your second resource, but then Oko finally was starting to build up enough resources that you took over, a bunch of Questing Beasts. The card meant to beat it. That makes sense why Questing Beast was not that played at the time, because it didn't look great against Oko.
Yeah,
just
it could be good on some boards, but you needed to be really opportunistic with Questing Beast. People play Questing Beast in this deck too, but with all the new tools that you got from Theros Beyond Death, Ikoria, and Core Set 2020, it's just not a card I'm interested in.
I would be much more interested in a Fabled Passage mana base with Uro than I would be to try to play an aggressive card in there. Like, you just turn into like a Simic ramp control deck, and I mean, that's just disgusting. So yeah. All right, well, round 1, who would have guessed it? Oko Thief of Crowns takes the crown, but have no fear, Bird Serpent will be here next round, and I got a lot more faith. So what? The next deck I got is my take on Yorion Golos. So we're bringing Field of the Dead back, but we're added enough cards where we can make it a Yorion deck, have some cool ways to blink. Get to play Oko in a Golos deck, which I don't think was around for a while either.
So they were around at the same time, but it was generally Golos like field decks versus the Oko food decks.
Yep. But when you add 20 more cards and make it a Yorion deck as well, we got extra room for it. So we're going to take a short 7-minute break, and then we'll be right back with more Versus Live.